The children's ward always quieted down after visiting hours. The fluorescent lights buzzed softly, casting a pale glow over the rows of tiny beds. Nurse Emily Clark, her scrubs faded and her sneakers worn, lingered at the foot of room 12. It was nearly midnight, but she couldn't bring herself to leave just yet. Inside, little Sophie lay curled under her blanket, her cheeks pale, her eyelids fluttering with feverish dreams. A patchwork teddy bear rested limply at her side, its ear torn, its fur thin in spots. Emily's heart ached at the sight. Emily knew the girl's story. 8 years old. Leukemia. No mother around. Her father. Emily hadn't seen him yet. Just his signature on the consent forms, and his instructions to keep me updated by email. Emily sighed, wishing she could do more. Wishing she had something, anything, to bring a smile to Sophie's face. Her gaze drifted to her own bag, tucked on a chair nearby. Inside was her last treasured keepsake from her own childhood, a soft, beautiful porcelain doll she'd kept through all the hard years. It had been her comfort during her mother's long illness, during her father's absence, during foster care. She'd always told herself she'd save it for her own daughter someday. But as she looked at Sophie, Emily thought, maybe it was never meant for me to keep. Quietly, she opened her bag, took out the doll, and knelt at Sophie's bedside. The little girl stirred awake, her eyes wide with surprise at the sight of the nurse holding such a beautiful doll. "For you," Emily whispered with a smile. Sophie gasped and clutched it to her chest. "For me? Really?" Emily nodded. "She's yours now. She'll keep you company when you're scared." The little girl's eyes shone as she hugged Emily, whispering, "Thank you," before drifting back into sleep, a faint smile on her lips. Emily wiped her own tears and left the room quietly, her heart both heavy and light at once. The next morning, Emily arrived early to start her shift. But before she could change into her scrubs, her supervisor stopped her. "There's someone here asking for you," she said. Emily stepped into the family waiting area, where a tall man in an immaculate suit stood by the window. His presence radiated quiet power, the kind of man who commanded boardrooms and signed million-dollar deals. He turned, and his eyes, so much like Sophie's, locked onto hers. "You're Emily?" he asked. His voice was calm but carried an undercurrent of emotion. "Yes," she said carefully. He took a step closer. "Sophie told me about what you did last night." Emily's cheeks flushed. "Oh, it was nothing. She's such a sweet little girl. I just wanted to help." The man's expression softened. "That doll, she said it was the most beautiful thing she's ever owned. Said you told her it would keep her safe." His throat tightened. "No one's ever done something like that for her. Not even me." Emily swallowed hard, unsure what to say. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a card, pressing it into her hand. "My name's Daniel Brooks," he said. "I run Brooks Enterprises. And I'd like to offer you something." Emily blinked in surprise. What?" "I want to fund your education," he said firmly. "Your dream. Nursing school, medical school, whatever you want. And I'd like you to stay on Sophie's care team. You've given her something no amount of money could buy." Emily's eyes brimmed with tears. I don't know what to say." "Say yes," he said with a faint, grateful smile. Weeks later, as Sophie began her long road to recovery, Emily walked into room 12 to find Sophie sitting up in bed, playing with the doll. "See?" Sophie beamed. "She really does keep me safe." Emily sat on the edge of her bed and smiled. "I think she keeps us both safe." One small act of kindness can ripple through a life, unlocking doors you never knew existed. In a world that often feels cold, it's the warmth of humanity, a nurse's compassion, a child's smile, a father's redemption, that reminds us what really matters. No matter how little you think you have, you always have enough to give love. And sometimes, that's worth more than gold.